Most people in their 50s and 60s spend decades chasing a single milestone: retirement. We are told that if we just hit that magic savings number, a switch will flip and peace of mind will automatically follow. But it's a dangerous illusion. I've watched people with flawless financials cross that finish line, only to fall into a deep, silent retirement depression within months. They knew exactly how to fund their freedom, but they had no idea who they were supposed to be without the job. If you're planning to retire soon, stop. Today, we're uncovering the hidden warning signs that prove you might not be ready, and the one question that changes everything. The first sign is what I call the escape trap: retiring from a problem instead of to a purpose. When you spend decades enduring a toxic corporate environment or sheer burnout, your mind creates a fantasy that simply walking away will bring instant peace. But escaping a burning house only saves your life. It doesn't build you a new home. A former colleague of mine spent years counting down the days to escape his stressful department. Yet, once the 2-week honeymoon phase of sleeping in wore off, the silence of his empty house became louder than the corporate noise he left behind. He realized he had no idea what he was running toward. If your only motivation is to get away from stress, you are stepping into a psychological vacuum that often triggers retirement depression. Next, we have the financial anchor, carrying consumer debt into a fixed income life. There is a massive psychological shift that happens when a steady paycheck is replaced by a fixed nest egg. When you are working, a monthly debt payment feels like a minor line item on your budget. You simply pay it and move on. But in retirement, those exact same bills undergo a sinister transformation. A close family friend retired with a brand new luxury SUV, carrying a $600 monthly payment. Without a salary coming in to replenish her accounts, every single check she wrote felt like a slow leak in a lifeboat. The mathematical drain was real, but the emotional anxiety was far worse. Carrying debt into this new chapter turns financial independence into chronic worry. The third sign is an identity crisis, realizing you don't know who you are without your professional title. This trap hits driven, high-achieving professionals the hardest. For 40 years, your answer to the question, "Who are you?" has been wrapped entirely in your professional coat of armor, your title, your authority, the company you built or managed. But the day after your retirement party, that armor vanishes. An executive I worked with found himself in total shock when his corporate email was deactivated and his phone went completely silent. He looked in the mirror and realized he didn't know the man staring back without the title. If your self-worth is purely tied to what you do rather than who you are, retirement will feel like a profound loss of relevance. Fourth, there is the sudden collapse of the 3 C's: connection, contribution, and creativity. Whether we admit it or not, a meaningful career quietly serves as the structural scaffolding for our mental well-being. It connects us with people, gives us a sense of making a difference, and challenges our minds. When people rush into retirement, they often inadvertently collapse this scaffolding. I remember a passionate high school teacher who couldn't wait for the quiet mornings of retirement. Within 6 months, however, the absence of daily staff camaraderie, the purpose of shaping young minds, and the challenge of lesson planning left her spirit completely vacant. Her job had been the sole pipeline for those vital human needs. The fifth sign is what I call the financial fog, spending based on vague guesses rather than hard data. It sounds incredibly basic, but an alarming number of people enter retirement guided by assumptions rather than cold reality. The common belief is that your expenses will naturally plummet once you stop working. But the inverse is often true, especially in the first few years of freedom. A couple I advise assumed they would live comfortably on a rough estimate of $4,000 a month. What they failed to realize was that having 7 days of weekend meant finally having the time to fund all the travel, home renovations, and expensive hobbies they had deferred for decades. They overspent their budget by 30% in year one. Time is the most expensive commodity because it demands to be filled. Finally, the sixth sign is falling for the all-or-nothing illusion, believing you must either work yourself to exhaustion or walk away completely. We are often conditioned to view retirement as a binary switch. You are either completely consumed by the stress of running the race, or you step off the track entirely. This hard boundary is a major mistake, particularly for business owners. A local entrepreneur who poured his soul into a successful business found himself burning out from daily administrative headaches and staff management. His immediate instinct was to sell everything. But instead of retiring from his life's work, he chose to retire in it. He hired an operations manager to shoulder the daily burdens and step back into a chairman role, spending his time only on the long-term strategy and mentoring that energized him. At the end of the day, retirement is a huge step. It shouldn't just be about stopping your job because you are tired today. It should be about starting something new that you actually look forward to tomorrow. So tonight, ask yourself one simple question. Do you actually have a concrete plan for what you will do on a random Tuesday morning? Or are you just trying to get away from your current work stress? If you don't know the answer yet, that is completely fine. Take your time, think it over, and make your decision carefully. If this talk helped you see things a bit clearer, please subscribe and share this with a friend who might be facing the same choice. Until next time, take care of yourself. Take a deep breath, and I'll see you back on the porch.